Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the next video. So here is the code for connecting the Workday API with the dialogflow and with the help of webhook. So basically, we'll be looking for one of the properties. So there might be any number of properties. In this one, we're particularly looking for leave balance. Okay. So we are fetching it from the Workday and we are showing it to the user through the dialogflow agent. So here is the complete code and step-by-step explanation. So this thing express require express for the express app to create the server and all. So this one is app equal to express, and this is the dependency for dialogflow fulfillment dfff and require dialogflow fulfillment. This is the uh, URL for the API, and after that here we need to put our username and password. Of course it is protected, and if you want to use proxy in some situations, the server will not respond if you are calling it from the browser. So in this case we are calling it from the node.js server, so that's why it will respond and no need to use proxy. But if you are executing this on the browser side, let us say in the browser, like in the console of the browser, so at that time it will not give result. Workday will not give result because we are not using the proxy here, so it will restrict the data flow. So that's why at that time you need to use the proxy and modify the code accordingly. But here we will not use proxy, just it is mentioned but will not use. So that's why okay, after that here you can see the header. So application, that is XML, we will be expecting. Authorization is basic username and the password. Content type is application XML. Okay, so after that this is the get root directory and request response we will be getting, and we need to send like we are now live. Alright, so after that app.post express JSON request and response. So constant agent will be creating dependency here. So agent will be created with the help of this new object. Okay, request will be req here and response will be response. Okay, so this is some demo function just to check if the webhook is being called or not. So if we say demo on the agent, then it should respond like sending response from webhook server, or whatever you mention here, that should be sent back to you on the agent. So then here comes the actual code, and let time of balance equal to. So basically we are creating a time of balance variable here. So basically that is for and this we want to access outside the leave balance, so that's why we are making it a global variable by defining above itself. Okay, so that's why you are defined here. Alright, so after that we are using asynchronous JavaScript here, because if we use synchronous, then by the time API will give the result, the method will be called and it will be undefined. The parameter like leave balance, whatever we want to extract, that will be undefined and will not be getting the output. So I have done a lot of research on this. So after a lot of testing, so this async will be working fine here, because it will wait until a particular method or a promise will be getting resolved and it will be giving the result. So that's why it's always good to use and must to use async here. Async will be like this is the function, and we are extracting the employee ID dynamically from the parameters of the um, intent from the Google Dialogflow agent. So here it will be concatenated dynamically to the API of the API URL. So this is the try catch block. What we want to try is just fetch from this API URL, passing the headers, and once we get the XML data. So in this case the API is sending the XML data. Normally it sends in JSON, but we are converting the XML back to the JSON here. So await fetch, and after that once the response is taken, that we need to store it in XML and we'll log it to the console. Okay, just to see. Then we are converting the XML to JSON. So we are using this library XML to JS, and we need to make it require here, and result will be stored, that data will be stored in the result. So this is the JSON data which will be stored in the result. So this is also a sync function, so that's why you need to use the keyword await here, and parse string promise, so that passing here XML, and we need to convert XML to the JSON and store it in the result. Alright, check if the response contains valid data. This is for, if someone enters wrong employee ID, let us say that is not present in the workday itself. So at that time we need to throw error, right? So that's why we're doing this one. If result, and if we are checking here if this thing, and basically this is traversing through the XML data, I mean JSON data, to get the leave balance. Okay, so that is done here, time of balance group, and on this one. So it's like this thing, whole thing is checking if true. If true means if this is giving some result, then it will be stored in the time of balance, and from on that result, and we need to fetch the last element, so that is the leave balance. Okay, and we need to log it to the console. If not, else time of balance will be equal to none. That means no information is given by the API. So in that case we can say employee ID is wrong. And catch error, if there is some error in this one, in this fetch, that will be catched here. Try, and after that catch, console the error, and time of balance will be equal to null. If not able to fetch, then it should return null. Okay, and here after that we are calling the time of balance here, passing the agent. This is also async. If time of balance is present right now, return the time of balance. That means if time of balance is given by this above method, then just return that one. Else say that just wait for few seconds while we are retrieving the data, and we need to wait for this function to give the data, that is await leave balance. Wait for this function to get executed. So if time of balance is given, then return time of balance from this one. If it is given, then return it. Otherwise say that, otherwise if the API is not giving the time of balance, then definitely the ID is not correct. So that's why I say that your ID is not correct, and you can try giving the correct ID. So here is the handler function, simple. It is matched with the intent here, leave balance, handle leave balance intent, and the same name is here. And this is also asynchronous. So balance, actually we are storing in this variable wait and get time of balance. We are calling in get time of balance. Get time of balance is calling leave balance. Okay, and if the balance is returned, then say that agent dot add the number of hours left in your balance are, and here we will concatenate with the help of string templating. And here you can see other things like intent map, that's demo, and demo, all those things, and handle request. That's all, and we're good to go. We'll be getting the output definitely. So that is the thing. Thank you guys, thanks for watching, see you in the next one.